The courtroom is silent, the kind of silence that makes your chest tighten. Logan steps forward, Aspyn right behind him. Their faces pale but determined. In their hands are voicemails and emails, some dating back to the very first episode of Sister Wives. Secrets no one ever dared to expose. Tonight, everything changes. Could the family you thought you knew be nothing but a carefully orchestrated lie? CTA. Before we dive deeper, tell us in the comments. If your family's secrets were exposed, would you confront the truth or hide it forever? The morning sun filters through the courthouse windows, casting long, tense shadows across the polished floors. Logan adjusts his tie nervously, glancing at Aspyn, who holds a thick folder of evidence. Cody sits on the other side, his expression unreadable, though the slight twitch in his jaw betrays anxiety. Robin fidgets in her seat, pretending to review notes, but her eyes are glued to the siblings walking toward the front. The judge clears his throat. We are here to address new evidence presented by the plaintiffs. Please proceed. Logan swallows hard. Your Honor, what we have are messages, emails, voicemails, and internal documents that show our father orchestrated events from the very first episode, manipulating both the family and the audience. A murmur spreads across the courtroom. Robin shifts uncomfortably. Christine leans forward, eyes wide. Mary and Janelle exchange subtle, knowing glances, as if some buried truth has finally come to light. Aspyn opens her folder and begins presenting a series of emails. Here is a message from Cody to production staff, instructing specific lines for our interviews. Here, he tells producers to film confrontations between sisters, making the family seem unstable for ratings. Her voice is steady, but her hands tremble slightly. This could change everything viewers thought they knew about the family. The judge raises an eyebrow. And these are authentic? Yes, Your Honor. Each document has been verified by experts. These are the original emails and voicemails, time-stamped from 2007. Logan plays one voicemail. The courtroom listens in shock as Cody's voice instructs producers on what each wife should say during the first episode, down to subtle gestures, smiles, and tears. The camera pans to Robin's face. Her eyes dart nervously to Cody. Then she looks away, gripping her hands tightly. Christine whispers under her breath, "Finally, someone's telling the truth." Aspyn flips to the next page of emails. Here, he outlines financial plans that exclude the wives from decision-making. This isn't just about TV drama. It's emotional manipulation and control of family finances. Every staged fight, every manufactured conflict, it's all calculated. The room grows colder as the weight of the evidence sinks in. Cody clears his throat, attempting to regain control. This is ridiculous. These emails are taken out of context. Logan cuts him off sharply. Out of context? Every line, every command is time-stamped and verified. You can't hide behind excuses anymore. The audience in the courtroom shifts uncomfortably, realizing the family's polished image has cracks deeper than anyone imagined. Aspyn hesitates for a moment, then drops the most damning piece of evidence. A voicemail from Cody, instructing producers to pit the wives against each other to increase ratings. The courtroom gasps. Mary's hand trembles on her purse. Janelle blinks rapidly, trying to process the betrayal. The judge leans forward. This is unprecedented. Have these emails been shared with the network? No, Your Honor. Only now. For the court, Logan replies. The tension is palpable. Even the court stenographer seems to pause, holding her breath, as if the next words could rewrite history. Aspyn's voice cracks slightly. We loved our family, Your Honor, but for years, the narrative we lived wasn't ours. It was someone else's story, manipulated for profit. Robin stands suddenly, her chair scraping the floor. This is slander, lies designed to ruin us. Logan meets her gaze, unwavering. The truth can't be silenced, Robin. Not anymore. The courtroom is electric. Phones click, whispers spread, and the air feels charged with revelation. Everything fans thought they knew about the family is on the edge of collapse. And then, just as the siblings gather their remaining evidence, a new email notification pops up on the judge's tablet. It's addressed to Logan and Aspyn. An anonymous tip claiming there's an even bigger secret hidden in Cody's personal devices. Could the story get even darker than anyone imagined? The courtroom feels heavier today. The early sunlight barely pierces the tall windows, leaving the room dim and tense. Logan and Aspyn sit side by side, their evidence folders open like shields. Every person in the room senses something about to shatter, the calm before the storm. The judge speaks quietly, almost gravely. We will now review the additional materials submitted by the plaintiffs. Aspyn rises, holding a small USB drive. Your Honor, what we have here goes beyond emails or voicemails. These are encrypted files from Cody's personal devices, laptops, phones, even external drives, that confirm financial and emotional manipulations spanning over a decade. A murmur ripples through the room. Robin's face turns pale. She grips her purse as if for comfort. Cody leans back, his hands clenched together, jaw tight. Christine's eyes glint with curiosity. Mary's expression is guarded, and Janelle's fingers tap nervously against the wooden bench. Aspyn plugs in the drive, projecting a document on the courtroom screen. It's a contract, unsigned by the wives, but signed by Cody, outlining staged fights, scripted reconciliations, and even fake confrontations for the cameras. Lines of text detail which wife should cry when, who should interrupt, and what Cody hoped each emotional reaction would accomplish. Fans would never believe how calculated the chaos truly was. Look at this, Logan says, his voice steady but sharp. These aren't just suggestions. They are instructions. He scripted our lives, Your Honor, down to every argument, every tear, every apology. The courtroom is silent. Robin whispers something under her breath, but the words are lost in the stunned hush. The judge adjusts his glasses, scanning the screen carefully. This is highly unusual. And verified? Yes, Your Honor. Every file has been authenticated by independent digital experts. None of it is fabricated. A new clip plays. A voicemail from Cody to the production team, dated just a week before the show's first taping. His tone is casual, almost joking, yet chilling in its intent. Make sure the wives argue over who gets the master bedroom. Make the cameras catch every emotion. This will set the tone for the entire season. The room collectively exhales, though it's more a gasp of disbelief than relief. Mary's hand goes to her mouth. She stares at the screen, horrified. Janelle's eyes fill with tears she doesn't bother hiding. Christine leans forward, whispering under her breath. We were never really free. Logan flips to another file, showing a series of bank transfers. And it doesn't stop there. These staged conflicts were tied to bonuses, extra income, and separate bank accounts we never had access to. While we were acting out scripted drama, Cody and Robin were funneling money into private accounts. Robin rises, her voice trembling but forceful. That's a lie. These are normal business practices for reality TV. Aspyn's glare cuts through the room. Normal. When the business is built on manipulating your own family? When trust and love are traded for ratings and money? The emotional weight hits like a wave. Every spectator feels the betrayal as if it's their own family under siege. Logan takes a deep breath and continues. We have proof of direct instructions from Cody about how each wife should act toward each other, including scripts on subtle slights, orchestrated jealousies, and even staged accidents. Nothing was real except the pain we felt. The judge shifts uncomfortably. This is unprecedented. Are there witnesses to corroborate these actions? Aspyn nods. Yes, Your Honor, several former production staff members are prepared to testify. Some of them feared retaliation for speaking out, but they've agreed to confirm these manipulations. Robin's face hardens. She glances at Cody, who meets her gaze with an almost imperceptible nod, and then back to Logan and Aspyn. You're trying to destroy us. That's all this is, revenge for past grievances. Logan's eyes burn with quiet fury. This isn't revenge. This is truth. The truth that's been buried for over a decade. And we're not stopping here. The courtroom falls silent as a notification dings from Aspyn's laptop. She opens it, and her face pales. Your Honor, There's an email from Cody's private attorney that wasn't included in the files we obtained. It's labeled, "If discovered, destroy all evidence." A collective gasp spreads through the room. Even the judge leans forward, tension gripping the air like a vice. The document is projected onto the screen, and the courtroom collectively realizes there's a hidden layer of deception even beyond what they've revealed today. Robin's chair scrapes back sharply, and she whispers, "We're done here." But her voice lacks conviction. Aspyn turns to Logan, her eyes wide. If this is true, there's something Cody doesn't want anyone to see. Something bigger than we imagined. The envelope sits on the judge's bench, heavy with promise and threat. Every eye in the courtroom is locked on it. The judge hesitates, glancing at Logan and Aspyn. Do we open this in front of everyone? Logan swallows hard. Yes, Your Honor. The truth shouldn't be hidden behind closed doors. Aspyn reaches for the envelope, hands trembling, and slowly tears it open. Inside is a flash drive, a handwritten note, and a stack of printed emails. The note reads, "Everything Cody tried to hide from the world. Even production didn't see this." The room grows unbearably quiet. Cody shifts in his seat, beads of sweat forming at his hairline. Robin looks stricken, but her fingers curl into fists. Christine's eyes widen, and Mary grips her purse so tightly that knuckles turn white. Janelle leans forward, almost holding her breath. Aspyn plugs the flash drive into the courtroom projector. A series of files pop up, video recordings, audio messages, even hidden contracts between Cody and production companies. Some footage is from behind-the-scenes moments fans never saw. Private conversations, secret meetings, manipulative directives. Every revelation is a dagger to the heart of the family's public image. The first video plays. Cody is speaking directly to producers, his voice calm but commanding. "Make the wives believe each other are competing for my attention. Stage jealousy, amplify every misunderstanding. The audience must feel tension every episode." The camera pans to Robin, her face blanching as she listens. Even she cannot hide the shock. She glances at Cody, whose jaw tightens, lips pressed in a thin line. Logan takes a step forward. "Your Honor, these are direct instructions, not suggestions. They prove that every emotional breakdown, every conflict aired, was manipulated. Nothing was spontaneous, nothing was real. And now, we can show that the manipulation extends beyond TV ratings. It was emotional, financial, and deeply personal." The judge adjusts his glasses, leaning forward. "I've never seen such comprehensive evidence. This could fundamentally change the understanding of the entire case." Aspyn continues, opening a new file. It's a series of emails between Cody and Robin discussing ways to control not just the cameras, but the family's private lives. Who can speak publicly, who receives money, even instructions on what to tell the children about family decisions. Christine whispers under her breath, "It's worse than we thought." Robin rises abruptly. "This is a witch hunt, a lie built to destroy us." Logan steps closer, his voice low but piercing. "No, Robin. This is evidence. Evidence that the family we trusted was manipulated from the start. You and Cody were not victims. You were architects of control." The courtroom feels charged, electric with tension. Even the air seems to hold its breath. Then a new sound, soft at first, grows louder. A cell phone rings. Everyone looks around. The clerk fumbles to silence it, but the noise cuts through the tension like a knife. In the brief moment of distraction, Logan whispers to Aspyn, "There's more. The real proof is still out there, and it could completely destroy Cody's empire." Aspyn swallows. "We have the final files, hidden in a secure location. If we bring them now, there's no coming back." The judge's eyes narrow. "Are you suggesting there is evidence that hasn't been disclosed to the court?" Logan nods. "Yes, Your Honor. And it directly implicates Cody in long-term financial manipulation, orchestrated emotional harm, and calculated deceit against everyone in this room." The camera pans slowly to Cody. His hands tremble slightly as he grips the edge of the bench. Robin's lips press into a thin line, but there's a flicker of panic in her eyes. Even the usually composed Mary looks away, her hands shaking. Aspyn turns back to the courtroom, voice steady but urgent. If this evidence comes out, it won't just change the past. It could rewrite the future for our family and everyone watching. The courtroom clock ticks loudly, echoing in the silence. Every second stretches longer than the last. And then, Logan speaks, his voice firm, almost daring. We are ready to bring it forward. But it's up to the court to decide if the truth is allowed to be seen or if it will remain buried forever. The judge leans back, exhaling slowly. We will need to examine these files carefully. But you must understand, this could open a Pandora's box. Logan and Aspyn exchange a glance. Fear, determination, and hope colliding in their eyes. Just then, a security officer approaches the bench, whispering to the judge. The judge frowns and glances at the courtroom. It seems there's a complication. A restraining order has been filed to prevent the release of certain files, claiming privacy and proprietary rights. The siblings' eyes widen. Logan turns to Aspyn, whispering, "They're trying to block us. But we can't let them stop this. Not now." The courtroom reopens after recess, tension hanging thick in the air. Logan and Aspyn return to their seats, faces set with determination. Cody sits stiffly, jaw clenched, while Robin's fingers drum nervously on the table. The judge gestures toward the siblings. Proceed with the evidence you claim remains undisclosed, the judge says. Aspyn steps forward, holding a small secured folder. Your Honor, what we're about to reveal goes far beyond what's been shown today. These files are the culmination of years of hidden manipulations. Financial, emotional, and personal. A hush falls over the courtroom. Even the stenographer seems to pause, as if anticipating a bombshell. Logan opens the folder, projecting the first document. It's a private ledger detailing the movement of money through secret accounts. Millions siphoned into accounts controlled by Cody and Robin, entirely hidden from the wives. The numbers are precise, documented month by month, with memos indicating payments tied to the staged fights and manipulated events on the show. Every viewer who ever loved the family would be shocked by the scale of this deception. Christine gasps audibly. Millions. Stolen from us, while we were pretending for the cameras. Her voice trails off, eyes brimming with anger and disbelief. The judge leans forward. And these documents are verified? Yes, Your Honor. Independent forensic accountants have authenticated every entry. This isn't speculation, it's fact, Logan responds. Aspyn flips to a second document. This one is more personal. A series of emails where Cody instructs Robin on controlling the wives' personal lives. Who can speak publicly, who receives money, even subtle ways to manipulate their emotions to maintain tension on camera. Each email is time-stamped, precise, and chilling in its intent. Robin rises, her face pale but angry. This is outrageous. None of you have proof that these emails represent real actions. These are taken out of context. Logan's eyes flash. Out of context? We have receipts, bank statements, and testimony from former production staff confirming each instruction was carried out. Every stage fight, every tear, every argument planned and executed. The room feels electric with tension, each word slicing through the fragile image the family maintained for over a decade. Then Aspyn plays a voicemail. Cody's voice calm, almost casual, explaining exactly how to manipulate each wife's emotions for maximum dramatic effect. He describes subtle cues for jealousy, anger, and emotional vulnerability, instructing producers to capture it all. The courtroom falls silent, the weight of betrayal pressing down on everyone present. Mary whispers under her breath, shaking. We were puppets. Janelle's hands are trembling as she covers her mouth, trying to hold back tears. Even Christine, usually strong and defiant, swallows hard, unable to look away from the screen. Logan steps closer to the front. Your Honor, These revelations prove that the family we all trusted and the narrative presented to millions of viewers was carefully orchestrated. Our lives were not reality. They were scripted for profit and control. The judge's gaze shifts between Cody and Robin. This is unprecedented in its scope. I need to understand the extent of manipulation before we proceed. Are there witnesses to corroborate these actions? Aspyn nods. Yes, Your Honor. Former production staff, assistants, and others are prepared to testify. They will confirm that Cody and Robin's instructions were followed to the letter. Emotional manipulations, staged fights, and financial diversions. Robin suddenly shouts, her voice echoing through the room. This is a lie. You're trying to destroy us. Everything we've done was for the family. Logan's response is cold and unwavering. No, Robin. Everything you did was for ratings and control. Not for love, not for family. The courtroom seems to vibrate with tension as every person present realizes the truth could shatter the family forever. Then, the judge gestures toward the envelope of additional evidence. A production assistant is called to testify live. Her face pale, hands trembling, she begins recounting conversations where Cody explicitly instructed her to manipulate the wife's emotions for camera effect, to maximize drama. As she speaks, Robin's composure cracks. Tears run down her cheeks, but she refuses to look at the siblings. Cody's face turns red, jaw tight, lips pressed together. The camera pans across the audience. Journalists scribbling frantically, cameras zooming, social media already lighting up in anticipation of the revelations. The assistant hesitates, then drops the most shocking detail. There's a hidden voicemail where Cody discusses completely fabricating a story about Logan and Aspyn's relationships with other family members to create distrust. He said it would break the family apart faster. A collective gasp echoes. Even the judge leans forward, incredulous. The siblings exchange a glance, fear and determination clashing. They now know the full depth of the betrayal. They're up against a web of lies that reaches further than anyone dared imagine. And then, the assistant reaches into her bag and pulls out a small envelope labeled in Cody's handwriting. Do not reveal until necessary. She places it on the witness stand. Logan steps closer, whispering to Aspyn, This is the final piece. The one that will either end it all or destroy everything we fought for. Aspyn nods, swallowing hard. We're ready. The courtroom clock ticks loudly, the sound like a drumbeat in everyone's chest. The suspense is unbearable. The courtroom feels electric. The envelope sits on the witness stand, its presence commanding every eye in the room. The judge slowly opens it, carefully pulling out a series of documents and a small flash drive. The anticipation is almost unbearable. Logan leans in, voice low but steady. Your Honor, what we are about to present is the culmination of years of deception. This evidence proves that Cody orchestrated everything from day one. Every argument, every reconciliation, every moment we saw on camera was carefully manipulated for control and profit. The flash drive is plugged into the courtroom projector. The first file is a series of videos, never before seen behind-the-scenes footage. Cody is speaking to Robin, whispering instructions about how each wife should behave, which conversations to start, even which emotions to fake. The footage is precise, unambiguous, and chilling in its clarity. The betrayal cuts deeper than anyone in the courtroom could have imagined. Christine leans forward, eyes wide. I can't believe this. All these years, we thought we were making our own choices. Aspyn clicks to the next file. A confidential email outlining financial manipulation, showing accounts where millions were funneled into hidden assets controlled solely by Cody and Robin. The ledger reveals bonuses tied directly to the stage drama. Every manipulated argument calculated to generate maximum ratings and profit. Mary's hand flies to her mouth. Janelle's eyes fill with tears. The courtroom is silent, the weight of betrayal pressing down on everyone. Robin suddenly rises, voice shaking but defiant. This is all fabricated, lies designed to ruin us. Logan meets her gaze with icy calm. It's not fabricated. Every transaction, every recording, every email has been verified by independent experts. You and Cody manipulated not only your family, but the audience who trusted you. The room is tense, every heartbeat echoing in the silence. The truth has begun to unravel a decade of lies. The judge clears his throat. We will hear testimony from the production assistant who corroborates these files. The assistant stands, hands trembling but resolute. I was instructed to stage fights, provoke jealousy, and record emotional reactions. Every conflict you saw on camera was directed, planned. Cody orchestrated it all. Robin's composure falters. Cody's jaw tightens, eyes flicking toward Logan and Aspyn with a mixture of anger and fear. Then the assistant reaches into her bag and pulls out a small envelope labeled, "Do not reveal until the siblings were ready." She places it on the stand. The courtroom falls completely silent. Logan steps forward. This contains a voicemail Cody left for production, describing in detail how to manipulate the children emotionally, to turn them against one another for maximum dramatic effect. The judge blinks. Manipulating minors? Aspyn nods. Yes, Your Honor. The voicemail explicitly instructs producers to exploit the children's fears and insecurities for the show. This is beyond scripted drama. It's psychological manipulation. The room collectively gasps. Even the jury appears shaken by the severity of the evidence. Cody suddenly stands, voice trembling with rage. This is insane. These are private conversations. You're twisting my words. Logan steps closer. No twisting. You left a trail. Emails, voicemails, ledgers. You orchestrated everything. Now it's all exposed. The judge leans forward, reading from the documents. It appears the siblings' claims are supported by both digital evidence and eyewitness testimony. This is unprecedented. Aspyn takes a deep breath. Your Honor, there's one final piece, hidden from even production. It's a series of messages where Cody admits to scripting personal betrayals, lying to the wives about financial decisions, and intentionally creating discord to maintain control. Robin's face turns ashen. She sinks back into her chair, eyes wide, trembling. Cody's face is pale, jaw tight. Even Christine, who has seen her fair share of manipulation, shakes her head in disbelief. The courtroom feels like it's holding its breath as the siblings prepare to reveal the final truth. A truth that could destroy the carefully constructed world Cody and Robin built over a decade. Logan opens the last file, projecting it onto the screen. It's a recorded conversation where Cody admits he controlled every major decision in the family, from finances to emotional narratives, and even planned specific storylines for Aspyn and Logan to create tension. Aspyn whispers under her breath, almost to herself, "We finally have the truth in our hands." The courtroom is silent. Everyone's straining to hear what comes next. The judge looks at Cody, voice heavy. "Mr. Brown, you have the opportunity to explain these actions. How do you respond?" Cody opens his mouth, then falters. Silence hangs. No words come. The weight of evidence is suffocating.